Welcome back to the Friendly Fox. Today we're going to work on a project that I don't know if anybody still patches things or not, but it was something I learned. I don't even want to say it was in the 60s, but there it's out there now. So it was something I learned a long time ago, and I think it's a valuable talent to have. Landfills are full of clothes that people just throw away, and where you can repair something and reuse it, I think it's a valuable talent to have. So I'm going to show you how to repair something that it looks like that to start. It's a blowout on a seam. So what I did first was take it to the ironing board so I can get a good look at what I've got going on. And it might be hard for you to sort of tell because of the pattern, but this is the split right here. And it's literally this much is seam, and then it went down onto the leg. So that part just needs to close in like that. I could just take that to the sewing machine and zigzag it, but it's just going to rip next to it. So to give it some structure, this isn't the same tartan, but it's close. And it's going to be on the inside anyway, so you won't even see it. But what I need to do is take a piece of this that is about the same length as what I've got going on. I don't want it too big because I'm going to end up cutting it away after I'm finished. This was from that great fabric sale that we found, a store closing. I find that I buy all this fabric and then I don't know what I'm going to do with it, and it always comes in handy. Somebody will be getting some tartan pajamas this year. So now I'm going to take this and put it on the inside, and I'm going to put a few pins in it just to hold it in place. I'll just go ahead and do it now. You can't do this with clips. It has to be done with pins, and because of everything that's going on here, I want glass head pins so I can really see them when I'm on this machine. I don't know if you can see what that looks like, but it's very hard to see the fabric behind, and it's held in place. So now we can go to the sewing machine. So there's the patch on the inside. You can see the tartan's all off, but that's the patch on the inside. And then when I turn it this way, you can see with the light behind it where it is. So now I'm putting on a zigzag that is a medium to large zigzag that I can do on this machine. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to be pulling this fabric together and tucking in the loose ends where I can. And I'm going to go down the one edge, remembering that I'm trying to keep the seam together so that the tartan doesn't show behind, but if it does, it's close enough. This is the seam right here, the rip. Tucking in the loose ends as I go. And now I've reached the end of the tear. I've turned that around, and now, so the seam I just did, I came down to here. Now I've turned it around, and I'm coming back up the other side. Tucking in the threads. with my needle down. Now I'm going down on the outside of that seam that I just, so there's the zigzags that I just did, and now I'm coming down the outside of that. This is where I'm attaching the back fabric to the whole seam. Keep checking to make sure that you're not stitching on this part. Down at the bottom again. I'm just going to come over to the other side of the first set of stitches that I made. And now I'm on the outside of the first one. And I could stop now, but because it's right on a seam, it's not like it's an elbow, because it's right on a seam, I'm going to go back down and back up again. This time I'm going to go right down the center. And one more time. Now I'm just going to tie it off. Because nothing screams homemade like a bunch of loose threads. And now I'm going to go to the ironing board where I have a little room to turn this inside out, and I'm going to cut this away. So here's the stitching from the back side, and all I want to do is trim some of this excess away. Make sure when you're doing the cut that you're not cutting the fabric that you just stitched onto. Holding your fingers back there so you don't cut into your fabric. I wouldn't recommend doing this to a prom dress, but for pajamas it's great. That's it, all trimmed away, and all the threads are cut, and you can hardly see that. Hold on here. You can hardly see where that repair is made. And that's the finished project. I don't think you can see that seam in the back there that I just did the repair on. And I've saved this from going to the landfill. And it's a set, so there's a top part to it too. And just remember that even though something's got a hole in it, it doesn't have to go in the garbage. You can get creative. Thanks for joining me.